This position is going to go over a movement that's going to work on shoulder stability, also moving through a little bit of like not your typical front to back or side to side range of motion. So I have a pillowcase on my hand. I could do this against, I'm going to do it against this, window, against a wall, against a door, right? So right shoulder. Now, I tell patients when they look at the wall, they want to picture they see a clock with 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock, because that's going to be the range that they're working through. And that clock is going to get bigger and bigger to make it a bigger arc of motion. Now, as I go through, I have my palm flat on the wall, and I'm going to start off taking my fingertips and going over towards 10 o'clock, right, across my body. Now, as I do this, I just want to make sure my shoulder doesn't hike up, so I want to keep my shoulder down, right? And when I get to this point, I want to press a little bit into almost like if I look at my palm and here's my thumb, right, more like this edge of my pinky of my palm. So as I come across, I'm going to press a little bit into the heel of my hand on that pinky side, and I'm going to pull my shoulder down into my armpit as I scrape across to 2 o'clock, and then I relax and circle back around. So once again, I'm going to come up to 10 o'clock, press, pull my shoulder down, and I'm going to keep that downward pressure as I scrape across. Okay? A couple things worth mentioning. One, I'm trying to make sure I don't have any tension in my neck. This stays down. Also my lower back, I don't necessarily want to let my back arch like this, so as we're doing these things, it's always good to keep in mind tension in the stomach, a little pressure into the hand, and shoulder down as I scrape across. Now, if that's not too bad, I can go up a little higher, so a little bigger clock as I scrape across. And then as long as it doesn't hurt, I don't have any pinching on the top of my shoulder, I continue to increase the size of that clock, all right? To the point where I kind of get myself to where my elbow is straight, and I just want to make sure as I come through, especially now that I'm up high, that shoulder is really going to want to hike up. I'm still seating this down, and you see my elbow almost kind of turns towards the surface that I'm on as I come out through that arc of motion. So it's a nice way to break out of your typical plane and start to work, like I said, small clock to bigger clock. If I start to get to where I feel pinching or pain, well, I want to stay the clock just below that as I go through this motion.